Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering another Sudoku variant called Sudoku Crack the Cages by Richard Stolk. So Richard is an excellent author, and I have taken this Sudoku from the LMD portal from the SVS series that is run by Richard Stolk. So SVS series is nothing but Sudoku Variant Series, where Richard posts a new Sudoku variant every week, and this is one of the new variant that I have never seen before. So it would seem you like a killer Sudoku, but there is a quite a different variation to it, and I really love the variation, the rules behind this Sudoku variant, so I thought of covering a video on this one. So if you are really looking forward to some excellent new Sudoku variants, I would highly recommend you to check the SVS series by Richard Stolk on LMD portal, Sudoku Variant Series. You will really love the Sudokus that he creates. Is really one of my favorite author. Really excellent Sudoku variants. None of his Sudokus I have ever solved are actually required any trial and error or bifurcation, I would say. All of his Sudokus are really an excellent, purely logical, some logics that I have never seen before anywhere else. I would see them in Richard Stolk Sudoku. So I would highly recommend you to check the variant SVS series. And before going to the Sudoku, I would highly recommend you to please subscribe to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles if you haven't done so. It will really motivate us to cover videos on daily basis. And if at all you have a request for any Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, do let us know in the comment below and we will surely make a video on it. And now coming on to this Sudoku. So classic Sudoku rules apply. You need to place digits from 1 to 9 in each row, each column, and 3 into 3 box without repetition. So apart from that, you have some cages in the grid, the same like the killer cages, but something different twist to the cages is that, so every cage will be split into two regions. You're not sure of how many cells the region would be, but exactly two regions, right? And one region will indicate the product. So there is a number at every cage. The upper left corner of every cage has a number to it, right? And the number will indicate, so you'll have two regions. So one region will be the numbers in the region will indicate the product. So for example, if you have two numbers, the product of those two numbers would be 10, and in another region the sum of those two numbers would have to be 10. Same way it is for all the regions. So each region would be divided into or split into two, each cage would be split into two regions which are orthogonally adjacent to each other. So all the cells in that region will have to be orthogonally adjacent to each other, which means you cannot have one region this way, right? So the region would have to be cells orthogonally connected to each other, and exactly you will have two regions, and one region will be indicator that all the numbers, the sum of all the numbers is given by the number indicated at the top left corner, and another region will have product of all the numbers is indicated in the top left corner, and the numbers in all the numbers in that cage would have to be different. So for example, if you have 8 here, or maybe if you have 9 here, all the numbers, these four numbers would have to be different, the same like killer rules, right? So that is what the rules here says, and I'll again brief you. Each cage must be split into exactly two regions of orthogonally connected cells. The small number in the upper left corner of each cage indicates the sum of all the digits in one of those regions, as well as the product of all the digits in another region. And within each cage, all the digits would have to be different, right? And with that, we should start solving this Sudoku. So I am sure that 15 is nothing but sum of two numbers. So you have exactly 4 cells in 15. So 15 can only be with sum of two numbers and a product of two numbers. You cannot have sum of three numbers and product as another different cell, because that is not possible for 15. It's a two digit number. So at least you will have two digits for products and two digits for sum at least, right? So I'll mark that with colors here. So these two, we are not sure which one is the product and which one is the sum. So same way it can be done for 16 as well, right? I'm not indicating any particular color for a product and particular color for a sum, because we can't find it right away. You'll need some more progress through the Sudoku to get that. For the 12 as well we can do that, right? Product of two numbers would be 12 and sum of two numbers would have to be 12. Okay. For 24, sum would have to be at least 3 cells and product would have to be at least 2 cells. So yeah, we are not sure which 3 cells would be the sum. It can be either these 3 cells or these 3 cells. So let us not do that for now. 10 also, again, sum of two numbers would have to be 10 at least, and sum of two numbers would have to be product of two numbers at least would have to give 10, right? So I mark that here. So for 15 we know that it is either 3 5 and 7 8, right? 3 5, it can even be 9 6 or 7 8, we are not sure, right? It can even be 9 6. 3 5 is for sure. It can either be 9 6 or 7 8. For 16 it would have to be 9 7 and 8 2 only, right? Anything else? 2 8 7 and 9. Oh, it would have to be 2 8 7 and 9. Anything else? Sum would have to be 7 and 9. Product can be either 2 8 or 4 and 4. 4 and 4 is not possible because classic Sudoku rules apply, so that is ruled out. Okay, I get something with the 32 now. You have exactly 9 cells in the 32, so all the 9 digits would have to be in the 32, right? How can I get that? Okay, all the 9 digits would have to be in the 32, but sum of few numbers is 32 and product of another few numbers is 32. So the sum of few numbers is already taken by 32 and the product of those numbers will have to have a sum as 13, right? Okay, that is excellent. So sum of these 9 numbers is, of course, all these 9 numbers would have to be distinct, will have to be different, and the sum of those 9 digits is 45. And we know that you have exactly 2 regions in which one region will have to be sum of all the numbers getting a 32, which means the product of those the remaining sums will also, the product of the remaining digits will have also be 32, but the sum of those numbers will have to be 13 at least, 13 exactly, right? I am not sure how to explain this, but I will again explain you all actually. So these 9 digits would have to be different, right? Out of which one region will have sum of all those numbers indicated as 32, which means the other region product of all those numbers will have to be 32, but sum of those numbers will have to be 13 because 32 plus 13 is 45 and you have exactly 1 to 9 digits. So how do you get 13? How do you get 13 as sum and product as 32? How many digits can you use? You have to use at least 2 digits or 3 digits. At least 2 digits would have to be 4 and 8, that is 4 into 8 is 4 multiplied by 8 is 32, but sum is 12. So you will have to use one more, 1. So I think the product is 1 3 and 2, 1 4 and 8, I am sorry, 1 4 and 8. So product of 1 4 and 8 is 32 and sum is 13, right? Okay, so one of these 3 cells or these 3 cells would have to be 1 4 and 8. Okay, how can we do that? Okay, one more thing I see here is these two numbers cannot be in any of these cells. It would have to be these 2 cells. So these 2 cells and these 2 cells are same. These 2 cells and these 2 cells are same. And we know that one of these 3 cells or these 3 cells is 1 4 and 8. So these 2 cells can neither have a 4 or an 8. Okay. One 4 8 would have to be here. If you have 1 4 8 here, these 2 cells would at least have 1 or 4 or 8, any of these 2 numbers, and it is not possible because you won't get 15. Neither the product will be 15 or the sum would be 15, which means 1 4 8 would have to be here, and these 2 digits and these 2 digits would have to be same, which means 4 cannot be inside this, because if 4 is inside this, you will have to have 2 to get the product, and 2 is not here. So 4 cannot be inside this, it would have to be 1 and 8. Okay. and this is a 4, this would have to be 1 and 8, because product of these two digits is 8. That is excellent. That's an excellent start actually. Product of these two digits is 8 and product of these three digits is 32. Sum of these digits would have to be 32 and sum of these two digits would have to be 8. So it cannot be, it can be 7 1, cannot be 7 1, it can be 2 6 or 3 5. We are not sure of it. And if 8 is here, it can be here as well. Okay, you need 3 5, 8 is here, so it is 3 5 and 9 6, 3 5 6 and 9. Whatever you have here would have to be here, right? Not sure of it. So 1 4 8 3 5 6 9, 2 and 7. 24 would have to have 7 8 9, because some of the, okay, we have already deduced that for 24 at least 3 digits would go in the sum, that is 7 8 9, and 2 digits would go into the multiplication, that is 8 and 3 or 6 and 4, and 8 is already used in the case for 7 8 9, which means it would have to be 6 and 4, and 8 is already here, so which means this would have to be 8, and these two digits are 7 and 9. So 7 8 9 is one of the sum here, and these two digits are the product here. I'll remove the green. Product is 6 and 4, right? And this 7 would give you a 2 here and a 7 here. So 1 8 2 4 6 7 9 3 and 5. So that is excellent. So getting a 3 5 here can eliminate 3 5 from here. That indicates that this 3 5 cannot be here, because the moment you have a 3 5 here, this would have to be a 3 5. So this is 6 9, this is also 6 9, this is 3 5. That is excellent. That is a really good start to this Sudoku. Really good start. So 6 9 would give you a 7 here and a 9 here. 1 8 4 6 9. Okay, in other words 6 9 1 8 3 5 7, 2 and 4. This would have to be 2. This is 4. 6 9 2 1 4 8 3 5 and 7. Right, so sum of these digits is 32. Product of these three digits is 32. Sum of these is 32 and sum of these 3 is 13. So that gives you a 45 in total. That was a great start to this Sudoku. Really a different one. 7 will always be in the sum, right? So this is also sum. And okay, let us see. 9 4 6 3 5 7, 1 2 and 8. Either 2 and 8 can be in the product or 1 to 8 can be in the product, right? If 2 and 8 is in the product, these three would be the sum. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 8 would have to be 16, but you already have 8 in that cage. So which means these two are the product, I mean to say sum, and these three are the product here. Now I'll take with the orange color here. So 7 plus 9 would have to be 16 and product is already done. Okay. Now where should I look? The 10 sum should help us. The product will always be 5 and 2 in this, right? 2 and 5. Sum can be 1 9, 8 2 is not possible, 3 7 and 4 6. If 2 5 is here, 1 9 cannot be possible, 2 8 is not possible here, 3 7 and 6 4 is not possible here. So which means 2 5 cannot be here, 2 5 would have to be here, and 1 9 would have to be here, 3 7 6 and 4. Okay, whatever be the case, that is how it works. That 2 and 5 eliminates 2 from this cell. Excellent Sudoku, guys. Really a different approach to the Sudoku, never seen before actually. Let's see the 12 now. Sum would be 9 3 8475. Yeah. So okay, all the three are eliminated. 9 sum cannot be here, so 93 is not possible. 8475 is not possible. Sum would have to be here. This is the product, and product is 26 or 34 for the 12. 26 is not possible, so this is 34. So the sum would be 93 is not possible, 84 is not possible, 5 and 7, right? And that eliminates 7 from this cell, so 7 as 9 is eliminated from this cell. So 7 and 9 would have to be here, 2 and 8 would have to be here. That 2 and 8 gives you 1 and 8 here. 1, 9 and 6, right? So this would have to be 6. These two digits are 1 and 9. That 6 gives you a 4 and 6 here. And these two digits would have to be 1 and 6. Awesome. That is awesome. Let's continue it for... Now it seems to be stagnant because I have only 3 more cages and I don't think I get anything, because 9 product can be 1 9 3 1 and 3. 3 1 and 3 is not possible, of course. Product can be 1 9 or 9 as 9 itself. Sum is, there are many possibilities for the sum. Okay. What about 24? You have 7 digits to be placed in 24, out of which 9 is not used. Wow, that is something different. 9 is not used in 24 sum. So one more digit that won't be used in the 24 sum, and we need to find that. After that, I think so we might be able to solve this cage. So you have 8 digits now, 1 to 8. Sum is 24. You need at least 4 cells for the sum, because if 9 is gone, if 9 would have been possible, 987 is the sum possible, but 9 is gone, so you'll have at least 4 cells to be used by the sum. Okay, how do I do that? 24 as the sum plus 9 is already gone, that is 33. One more digit will be gone. You have 33, so the remaining sum is 12. How do you get 24 as a multiplication product? Either it is 4 and 6. I am just writing here for getting it easy. 4 or 6 is 24. 1, 4 and 6, or 4 and 6. I am not writing 1 for now, because in the product 1 is used everywhere. Or 3 and 8. Right? So if 24 is the sum of few digits plus 9 that is already eliminated, you have 33, and the remaining digits sum would have to be 12, and now in that 12 one digit is already gone. So if you use 4 and 6, 2 will be eliminated. If you use 3 and 8, 1 will be eliminated, right? Is there anything that I can do with that? Difficult to see actually. So if I use 4 and 6 as the product, 2 gets eliminated from the 24 cage, and all the other digits would have to be 8 7. For the sum it would have to be 8 7 5 3 1 1 3 5 7 and 8, that is 24. And if I use 38 as the product, 1 is eliminated. The other digits would have to be 7 6 5 4 and 2. 7 6 5 18. 4 and 2 plus 6 18 24. That is also fine. Come on, how do I do this? Is there any way to do that? 7 would have to be one of these two cells, okay? No, let's see with the 30. The same thing we can do with the 30 here. I'll just remove these not to have any confusion. For the 30, the product will always have to be with the 5, right? So 5 with 6 or 2 or 3, 2, 3, 5 or 6 and 5. Okay. What if I take sum as 9, 8, 7 and 6? Let us assume that for the 30 the sum region has only 4 cells, and that is 9, 8, 7 and 6, which means the other digits would have to be 2, 3 and 5, and 9, 8, 7, 6 cannot be here, so 9, 8, 7, 6 would have to be here. 2, 3 and 5 would have to be in these 3 cells. That is not possible because this candidate is either 1 or 6. So 9, 8, 7, 6 is not possible. There has to be at least 5 cells for the 30 sum, and which means the other 2 cells would have to be 6 and 5. That is an excellent piece of logic, guys. I got something here. That is awesome. So one thing that we have deduced is, for the 30 cage, the sum region will never have 4 cells, because 4 cells would have to be 6, 7, 8 and 9, and as 6, 7, 8 and 9 cannot be here, 6, 7, 8 and 9 would have to be here. So which means product of 3 cells would have to be 2, 3 and 5, or 1, 6 and 5. Right? 2, 3 and 5 is not possible. 1, 6 and 5 is also not possible because you have 1, 6 pair here. Which means the sum of 5 cells at least would have to be 30, and the product of 2 cells would have to be 30, and the product of 2 cells is 6 and 5. So this cell would have to be 6, this cell would have to be a 5, because they will have to be orthogonally adjacent. Awesome. So which means the sum of these digits would have to be 30, and you eliminate. So wait, this 5 will give you a 2 and a 5 here. This 5 would give you a 3 and a 5. So 2, 8, 6, 1, 4, 5, 3, 7 and 9, right? And 2 and 4. So sum of 5 digits would have to be 30. That eliminates 2 digits, that is sum of 5 digits, 9, 8, 7 is 24, and 4 and 3 is 31. So 9, 8, 7, 4 and 2. The only possibility is 9, 8, 7, 4 and 2. 4 cannot be here. This cell would have to be a 4. This cell would have to be a 2. Cannot be this 3. This cell would have to be 3. This cell would have to be 8. That gives you 1 and 8 here. So 8 cannot be here. 8 cannot be here. One of these 2 cells would have to be 8. This 3 eliminates 3 from here and 7 from here. So you have 1, 6, 8. 3 would have to be in one of these 2 cells. Come on, come on. So if this is 8, this will be part of the sum, right? So this would have to be 1 for the sum, and the product would have to be, of course you cannot have anything for the product, because okay, that is awesome. 8 and 1, what would be the product? It is either 9 or 1 or nothing else. It is either 9 or 1 or 9. But for the 2 cells it cannot be done. So this would have to be 8. That is awesome. That eliminates 8 from this cell. 7, 9, 3 and 6. 3, 6, 7 and 9. It can be anything. Five cannot be here, 5 cannot be here. So these cells would have to be 5. What about the 9? Can anything we do with the 9? It is either 9 or 9 and 1 for the product, right? And for the sum, it can either be no. So we cannot take 3 cells for the product, which means 2 cells at least will be taken by the sum. One and 3 cells is also not possible for the sum, because you cannot have 2 3 4 as the sum. It is either 1 3 5 or 1 2 and 6. So the sum of the sum as 9 for 3 digits is 1 2 6 is not possible, 1 3 5 is also not possible, and 2 3 4 is also not possible. So which means 9 is product of 2 digits and sum of 2 digits. Okay, product of 2 digits is 1 and 9. Of course, sum of 2 digits is 8 and 1 is not possible, 7 and 2 is not possible, 3 and 6 is only possible. So these, which means it would have to be 3 and 6 here, 1 and 9 here. That is 7 and 9. That 6 gives you a 1 and 9 here. That gives you 8 here. That gives you 3 and 6 here. 4 and 7, right? 4 and 7 here. 5 4 and 6, 4 5 and 6, 3 and 7, right? Okay, thus 9 gives you a 6 and 9 here. This gives you 5 and 3 here. That eliminates 5 from these 2 cells. Now what did we think of this? If you have 4 and 6 as the product, 2 will be the eliminated number, and if you have 3 and 8 as the product, 1 will be eliminated, right? How do I find that? Okay, so 3 cannot be in any of these cells, so 3 would have to be in one of these 3 cells. 2 cannot be here. Oh, this cell is not a 7, so this cell is a 7 and a 5, which means this cell would be part of the sum. Okay. So this is 1 and a 2, 4, 8, 1, 2. Okay. You already have 12, and the product is either 3 8 or 4 6, right? So for example, 3 8 as a product is not possible, because if you have a 3 here, okay, of course you cannot have a 3 here, and none of these 4 cells can be 3, so 3 8 of product is not possible. It has to be 4 and 6, and the eliminated number will have to be 2. So the digits now inside this are everything except 2 and 9, which means it has to have a 1, cannot be 2, you need to have a 3, and this would have to be a 3. It needs to have a 4, 5 is there, 6 also needs to be there, so this is 6, 7 and 8 also needs to be there. So 1, 8 and 4 are the remaining digits. This 6 gives you a 9 here and a 6 here. That gives you 1 and a 9 here. That eliminates 1 from this cell. That gives you 7 and a 9 here. That gives you 3 and a 7 here. 7 and 7 gives you a 7 here. 5 and a 3. That gives you a 3 here. Eliminate 6 from this cell, 6 from this cell. So this cell is a 6. 4 and a 5. These 2 digits are 4 and 8. This is 1 and a 9. It would have to be 8, 1 and 4, 8, 2, 1 and a 2 here, 2 and an 8 here, 1, 2 and a 5 here, and this cell would have to be 4. Wow, awesome. That was excellent Sudoku. I actually couldn't appreciate while solving because I was totally focused on this. What a math variant this was. Amazing, guys. I really enjoyed this Sudoku. So if you see here, the product of these two digits is 24. Sum of these 5 digits is 24. Same way the product of these two digits is 30. Sum of these 5 digits is 30. Excellent variant, guys. Excellent variant. Thanks a lot, Richard, for such a wonderful Sudoku. It couldn't have been a better one, I would say. Amazing Sudoku, amazing logic, amazing solve path. At no point I thought that I had to bifurcate at this, because I am 100% sure that if it is a Richard Stolk Sudoku, I don't need to bifurcate at all. There would be some amazing logic hidden inside this Sudoku, and this is what it is actually. So I hope you enjoyed this Sudoku. Do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.